Good morning, children of the light. Good morning, beautiful souls awakening. Thank you so much for finding this beautiful middle ground right here in the center of your body called the heart and taking refuge there, taking shelter there. Give me shelter and holding a space for our world of that there's really nothing wrong, even though, man, we could talk until we're blue in the face. But if you're going to talk to your blue in the face, be like Krishna, okay? Talk about the love that's everywhere and the respect that those who have eyes to see and those who have been touched by grace can behold in all beings. Just utter respect for the light that shines within them, whoever they are, whatever side they are. We talk about this. Well, this is an amazing day, right? It's an eclipse. It's a lunar eclipse. So in some ways, that what else is new? We're eclipsed. We don't see, we don't hear, we don't smell, we don't taste, we don't touch the divine. We just have this outer experience that is at the very best just miserable. All right. Good morning, Bob. Good morning, Narayan. Good morning, Lisa and Jim Fitting and Brooke. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, thank you. Really, we need you today in the world. We need you to be in this shelter of your heart, loving and being loved like crazy. And then transfer that to having everybody who whatever side you may be thinking about today, because it is election day, that we just kind of go right up like a helium balloon. Let's just go. Let's just go. Let's all get in a big old balloon and just soar up. So we get God perspective. God perspective. Of course, the Gita is going to help us out a lot. All right. I'm going to start by singing a poem of Yogananda. All right. Sing that note born in the cavern of the sky. Melt yourself into droplets of joy and ride on the billows of boundless bliss. Come on. This is why we have the Guru's commentary and not someone else's commentary. They have Yogananda's commentary because his whole being is the song of his soul singing to God. And his poetry is something that can be a ladder to get us up into that where the light is calling us, right? It can guide us there because it's so beautiful. So this is what we're so blessed to have in his poetry, and then to hear it, to make songs of it. Oh my gosh. So let's start that again. Sing that note. I'm going to start a little higher. Born in the caverns of the sky, and melt yourself into droplets of joy and ride on the billows of boundless bliss. Dissolve the wave of mind into the ocean of omniscient light. Dissolve the waves of mind into the ocean of omniscient light. Let's just go there. Shatter the frames of limitations which separate your soul from spirit. Grab an Anishta, grab another one, hold their invisible hands, intangible hands, hold on, share your heart with those loved ones, like that picture I posted on the email that I sent you all, just of all the masters. Visualize them all now, shattering all those limitations. Shatter the frames of limitations which separate your soul from spirit, which separate your soul from spirit. I am what I am always in the ever-present past, in the ever-present future, in the ever-present now. I am what I am always, in the ever-present past, whatever your past, in the ever-present future, in the ever-present now. We call this stream this morning as we bow our heads to those holy ones who are lifting us right now. That's all they do. I got a quote for you coming up. All right, that's all they do. And let's just, the name of the title of our stream this morning is The Ever Now. So let's just be here now. Let's release everything we have going on, all the news. There's only one news, and that is ever new, ever new, ever new joy and happiness. All right, more and more love keeps filling my heart, and the peace that surpasses all understanding, right? That is the news, the ever now. And so I'd like to give you just a thought or two before we get into the verse this morning. And that is from Jesus Calling a day or so ago. Worship me in the beauty of holiness. Remember that holy ground? How the Holy Spirit's been helping us in every conversation. Remember that? Asking, and we asked the Holy Spirit, you got to help me here. This person's barring their soul, whether they know it or not, but they are a soul and they're going to be talking. So they deserve utter respect because that's God talking. Everyone is God talking, says Hafiz. Everyone is God talking. Why don't you be polite and listen? Listen to everyone. Why don't you be polite and listen? Listen and listen to everyone. Everyone is God talking. Right? So we want to have that Spirit helping us out today. Or if we hear things, let's just feel the Spirit is helping us here from a divine perspective, see with a divine perspective, our attitude shifting right on spot, because that's the beauty of having a divine companion with you all the time. You have the Lord of the universe. You have the creator of everything right at your disposal. It's better than a genie in a bottle. You get infinite wishes. All you got to do is stay in contact. You're behind enemy lines, my dears. And as Yogananda said, you have to have constant walkie-talkie with me. Trish and I, we have a upstairs, downstairs in our home here in Georgia, and we always are talking and sharing. Or maybe I'm the one, right? She's got more subdued, but we have constant conversation and rapport going. And so she'll go upstairs and I'm downstairs. We're still talking. We can't hear each other. Then I have to go halfway. You know what I mean? So we need to have the walkie-talkie, so we're constantly talking in communion with our divine friend. And if your divine friend isn't closer than ever to your heart right now, then you have to do, again, here is Hafiz. Let's do what he says in one of his poems. Ask the friend for love. Ask the friend for love. Go for it. Ask the friend for love and ask him again and again. Just ask her again and again. For I have seen that every heart gets what it prays for most. For I have seen that every heart gets what she prays for most. He gets what he prays for most. So ask the friend for love. So let's just have that heartbeat so awakened and so alive this morning, while all the the oppositional states of delusion hammer it out again on planet Earth, because we are in a state of relativity. We are in a state of the dream drama duality delusion. Did you forget that? It's easy to forget that. All right. But we need to be in that centermost part of our heart to create a unity energy and a respect and love for all and compassion for all energy. And okay, I'm just going to unload some of this stuff here because there's some good stuff. This is from AA. This is from the AA program. And it says, a prospect. They call this the prospect from the big book. When you discover a prospect for Alcoholics Anonymous, find out all you can about him. If he does not want to stop drinking, don't waste time trying to persuade him. If people want to play with the delusion and the states of opposite delusions today and every day and every moment of Earth existence, here's our recipe for success here, okay, everybody? If they don't want to stop doing that, don't waste your time trying to persuade them. You may spoil a later opportunity. This advice is given for his family also. They should be patient, realizing that they are dealing with a sick person. The opportunity, we're in a sick world, fallen world, ill world, says Krishna, fleeting and false. And you're going to get on someone's case when we're all just like really, really sick here because we're glued. We don't have a clue because we're glued to the delusion. This is going to be more about that. We're still on this section in the Gita, perceiving the spirit behind the dream shadows of nature. But usually we're stuck in the shadows. All right. And then another thought from AA, since I got this channel open for us right now. I never imagined that the greatest achievement of my life would be peace of mind. Peace in my heart, peace in my mind, peace in my body, peace in my thoughts, peace in my desires, peace for this world, heavenly peace. I never imagined that the greatest achievement of my life would be peace of mind. And then the acronym for the word step, because in AA, if you don't work it, it ain't going to work. So they follow their steps religiously, right? And so the step acronym is something that enhances peace. Something. S. That. T. E. Enhances. P. Peace. Something that enhances peace. Go for it today. All right? This is what we do on voting day. This is what we do on training day. This is what we do every day, in every way, every breath, every heartbeat, every readjusting and snapping right back to our purpose, which is to feel the presence like we've never felt the presence, not only for ourselves today, but for everyone, especially those that are in states. What does Yogananda call them? The oppositional states of delusion, coming up in the next verse. Okay. Woo! All right. Now we can look at this verse. 26, we are on page 700 of God Talks to Arjuna, the Bhagavad Gita commentary by Paramahansa Yogananda. Are you all ready for this? What did the Clarks say? We pray for the man, woman who is, well, why don't you put it up here on the chat? No? Has anyone chatted yet? No. Why don't you put it? Oh, there it goes. Yeah, it is. Sending extra love and healing light to our very own Mickey Light. Yeah, Brooke, you got it. And everyone like Mickey Light. And everyone. If you're going to send the light to Mickey, then let's just expand and send the light to everyone, including ourselves, Brooke. We pray for the man, woman who is still sick, and we may meet some of you as we trudge the road to happy destiny. Okay, good job, Clarks. 100%, says Brookie. All right, you ready for this? Come on, we have a mission today, like we always do. But it's never been more important than it is today, because this eclipse is a woozy and it's going to last. The effects of this eclipse supposed to last most astrologers. Trish said everyone that she's read that says it's going to last at least 6 months, the effects of today. But we're going to look at this by deciding how we're going to hold the consciousness of consciousnesses for ourselves today and for our world, so that the next 6 months we're going to increase that consciousness, this God consciousness, this awakened soul consciousness for our world. Do you see how pivotal it is today? This is why all of you came on, because we need everybody. We need everybody. Love you all in the ever now. Narayan, I love you always in the ever now. And Brooke and Lisa and Jen, Jennifer, Brooke, Bob, anyone else, everyone else, especially the ones that are battling with each other, which this world is. So don't take them personal, or them personal as being bad people, and they don't agree with what you want them to agree to, right? Let it go. Let it go. So, oh Arjuna, says Lord Krishna in this verse 26, page 700 of book 2. God talks to Arjuna. Oh Arjuna, I am aware of the creatures of the past, the present, and the future. But me, no one knows. Poor Lord. Poor Lord. So again, the genie in the bottle. You walk with the Lord, you talk with the Lord, you do walkie-talkie with the masters, and you're talking, sharing every detail of mortal life. The whole world responds to you. All nature responds to you. You talking to God as you walk into Target. This happened to me the other day, and I said, I got to get 2 items. Lord, help me, guide me there. First thing I saw was a woman that had her phone walkie-talkie, and she gave me the aisle numbers and where they were in this, Targets are huge. I went to one place, got my thing, the other place got my, I'm walking out, I said, Lord, you planned that. You planned that. No, really get down to these little things. If you miss the little things, you're not even going to be aware of the big things. And that means that you're not going to be able to grow as fast as if you really pay attention to the details and see how God is in every detail, right? Helping you, supporting you. It's that pronoia, not the paranoia of what's going to happen today, but the wonderful things are going to happen today. Unbelievable. And they're going to start in your consciousness. That's why you know it's going to happen. You leave the results alone and just lift your consciousness. Be in the ever-present past, be in the ever-present future, be in the ever-present now. Shatter the frames of limitations that separate you from this God-loving presence right now, right? Dissolve all the thoughts, all the waves of your mind into the ocean of omniscient light. Everybody's dancing in the light today. Everybody is happy in love today. Everyone is happy because they're happy today, okay? If you are a dreamer, Yogananda goes on to comment, with a good memory, you can relive in your mind a past dream, right? It might have been one in which you had a heated argument with your brothers. You'd be aware of all the details of your dream, but your dream brothers would possess no such memories, because you're making this stuff up. We're in God's mind right now. So why don't you surrender in God's consciousness? Surrender. You'll be guided in the littlest things, the most mundane things, the things that you're bored with, or you're just tired of, and just makes you tired and depressed because they're just Groundhog Day with the limited mortal consciousness. Can be ever new experiences. It can be an absolute mundane thing. In fact, that's what you want to go for. Go for the gold in the mundane things, and the littlest things, and the little ways that you look at each other, and the little kind words that are just saturated with the vibration of God. This is God in this person, right? Hide and seek, right? God is everywhere. God is everyone. God, everyone is God in drag. It might have been one in which you had a heated argument with your brothers. You would be aware of all the details of your dream, but your dream brothers would possess no such memories. Yogananda goes on to say, the cosmic dreamer on the other hand. You, the soul, on the other hand. It's always you on the other hand, right? It's not just talking about a master or these high, principles of the universe, truth, whatever you want to call it. It's about you right now stepping into that power. You're powerful. You're beautiful. You are you. And that you is all. So that cosmic dreamer possesses omniscient memory and omnipresence, as do you, your soul. Yeah. See, right, if you have no feeling around that, then you have not, you're more with your ego right now, your limited self, the fighting self, the one that can't wait to hear the news of whatever is going on in this dream drama, tremendously, making you miserable drama and trauma of this physical life. But a cosmic dreamer possesses omniscient memory and omnipresence, is aware not only of his or her present cosmic dreams, but all that went on within him in the past and of all that is going to happen within him in the future, appearing and disappearing in his spaceless, timeless consciousness of the eternal present. Oh, it seems like there's been changes, right, in this life. Oh, look at the changes we go through every day. All these ramifications, all this stuff triggered in our head, all the emotional involvement that's happening in our heart. But you, my dear soul, prince and princess of the universe, have never changed. You are changeless, infinite, unseenable, unknowable, really, from a human perspective. Infinite, costless being. You always have been, and you always will, in the ever now present moment. Right here, right now, we're loving this. But alas, none of the transient or transients, living, sentient human beings in this cosmic dream, except those who are liberated saints, are aware of the unchangeable light of cosmic consciousness that creates within its omniscience the cosmic dream pictures of all time. Right? From this sleep, Lord, will you wake me? From this dream, I now must wake. From this sleep, Ma, will you wake me? From this dream, I now must wake. I am the creator of the story of my life. Now I must create that I am awake. See, it's not what happens today at all. No, it's not that. It's what you create today in terms of world unity, world peace, universal happiness, compassion, sharing, all those things. That is the key. Do you see what I'm saying? And we are in this balloon. We're going up today. We're going to see things as our soul sees it, as spirit sees it, as God sees it. And we're going to be so happy and undisturbed. We're going to discover that peace of mind, the greatest achievement of everything you could possibly do, lifetime after lifetime, where the mind is at peace and the heart is just devastatingly in love. Human consciousness is limited by the threefold relativity of time, past, present, and future. Man, woman usually forgets past happenings, has consciousness of the present incidents in his and her life, and is unaware of the future. But God's consciousness is ever aware throughout eternity, ever the same, ever new joy, ever the same, ever ongoing bliss, ever the same, ever new peace, ever the same, perfect stillness, perfect joy, perfect love. That's where we need to take up shop today, right here in the heart center, to experience that. like never before, because we are choosing to, right? We are using those two W's that we talked about last week: wisdom and willingness. Wisdom and willingness to be here now in the ever now with the ever living presence, the loving, living, beloved presence. Divine consciousness has no past, no future, because it is never interrupted. Is life just endless interruptions? Endless. As a baby, you're being dragged around by the parents. You don't have to say anything. Then you have your teachers in school, right, telling you what to do. You have your parents always telling you what to do. Man, and maybe you're onto something, but you're always interrupted. And then there's the social media and the iPhones. Oh my gosh. It goes on and on. But this is the time we chose because we're the soul heroes. But now we have to not try to convince anybody, persuade anyone. Time will tell us when it is the right time, when there is more receptivity, if there ever is in our life around a lot of people who we even know, right? Doesn't matter, because we are the creator of the story of our life. Now we must create that we are awake. We are awake. We are awake. We now must create that we are awake. Divine consciousness has no past, no future, because it's never interrupted, like man's, by death or limitation. Rudely interrupted, I must say. Rudely, rudely. Eternal consciousness has one time, the ever present. One time, one reality, one experience, just the one, oneness in the one, all of our souls. God looks through the window of infinite consciousness on the films of finite happenings of the past, present, and future, shown on the screen of time and space, continuously moving backward and forward in the eternal now. Who's going backward and forward in the eternal now today? Us. Looking back, what happened? Got a call. Oh, I missed that appointment, whatever. And then you mean we got to do that this weekend? We have that to do, and look at your calendar. And then whatever's coming up in the present now. We're always in crisis mode on planet Earth, whether you admit that or not. Always in crisis mode. And if you're not in peace when you don't have to be in crisis, then we really, really have to get smart. We really have to walkie-talkie with the holy ones. We cannot go a moment without holding onto their hands, being in their tribe, feeling their presence, and sharing every little detail walkie-talkie wise. Every detail. Can't do anything on your own. You don't exist on your own, period. It's a spirit world. Mortals are not aware of God because of their identification with his cosmic dream. The eclipse, oh, it's not just today, or was it last night? I don't know. It's always the shadows. Remember perceiving the spirit behind the dream shadows of nature? So many different disguises, like it's a Halloween all the time. It's like a horror show all the time. We're not aware of God because of our identification with his cosmic dream. Only liberated yogis united with the Lord are aware of him and know all the past, present, and future happenings that are going on within him in the ever now. Gotta get to know your maker. It's not what you know, it's who you know. You have the best friend of the universe. You have the creator, can instantly create anything that you and him are in tune with, or you and her are in tune with together. You get help with all the details. You are not meant to do this alone. You're meant to have this divine aid, this beyond divine love and light and life support always. with a divine friend, with a divine companion, your best friend. So ask the friend for love. Ask the friend for peace. Ask her again and again. Because if your heart keeps asking for that, keeps wanting the grand prize, the bliss consciousness, you will have it. This is all we've been talking about. God's presence is veiled in his cosmic dream and in its sentient creatures, veiled in disguise. Masquerade. Behind the Yoga Maya, the magical dream pictures of cosmic nature, stained with the triple qualities of the three guna, God's beam is adroitly hidden. Human beings can behold one another on the screen of cosmic delusion. Oh boy, do we, and boy, we have something to say about this person, don't we? It's getting ugly. It's getting ugly. Yeah, it's a war zone right now. It always is. So you cannot be behind enemy lines without a walkie-talkie. You've got to have absolute access to the absolute. You've got to have a hotline to the divine, right? You've got to totally take refuge and shelter in. Give me shelter, Lord, inside my heart with you. And we'll figure out what's going to happen next. You'll figure out, I will follow. How's that? You're going to figure it out because you already have. I'm going to follow you. Lamb-like. We can see each other on the screen of cosmic delusion, but we cannot perceive the cause, the unseen cosmic light. Within this magical shadow of Yoga Maya, God is secreted beyond even the most subtle understanding of man. Okay, so the superheroes of all superheroes is God, right? And can you imagine this cosmic drama that we are in, where, or you go to a Marvel movie and the villain is meaner than ever before, and the hero is like, wow, how is this person going to become a hero, superhero, and all that? So it's very intriguing, right? But you are living in this cosmic, delusive house, movie house of mostly bad dreams right now, and hidden is the most beautiful one. Hidden in all of this. You never see him. You never see her. You rarely talk to her, right? Can you imagine going to a Marvel movie, but you never see who the hero is and you never see who the villain is? Huh? It's just kind of assumed. There's a force out there creating it, but it wouldn't be the same, right? You want to see. You want to see with open eyes. So ask God to open those eyes so you can see clearly who is behind your life and in life and the beloved that's hiding, especially in your heart. Yet the Lord, unaffected by delusion, is ever aware that he veils himself by his self-created Maya. He knows. He knows. He knows what you're feeling today, inside and out. That's why you can be just so open about your humanness to him. And if you can stop making yourself wrong and stop making yourself bad and not good enough, or you're not far along enough, or whatever that mind is going to tell you, if you could just be yourself to God, all of a sudden you realize he doesn't even see that. He's not even about that at all. Never sees you as that. He sees you as he wants you to see yourself, as perfect, as whole, as complete, happy, in the oneness, not afraid, completely fearless, right? Having a good day while the world's falling apart. But maybe having a good day will help the world not fall apart quite as much. Maybe a few smiles given here and there are going to help a lot today. I bet that is really true. The liberated beings, here's the last sentence of this verse 26. God's aware of himself in this self-created Maya. You bet he is. And the liberated beings tear off the shroud. Will you tear off this eclipse? Will you see the moon, whether it's eclipsed or not? See the sun? They can't remain hidden that for very long, neither can the truth. That was the Lord Buddha quote from last week, right? Right, especially when you're on fire. You're on fire, right? This is a good day. I'm walking along with my soul ablazing. I'm walking along with my heart on fire. I'm walking along with my soul ablazing. I'm walking along with my heart on fire. I'm loving, 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 loving my guts out today. Yeah. And I'm loving, 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 loving my guts out today. That's how we're walking today, huh? With our soul blazing and our hearts on fire. Loving, 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 loving our guts out today. That's being centered in yourself. That's letting God use you. 100% use you, right? Wants to possess you 100%. Be possessed by the maker of heaven and earth. Be possessed by the soul that is immortal within you that never changes. It's changeless bliss, changeless joy. Be possessed by the truth, my dear. Surrender. Let go. Let God. And tear off the shroud and gaze on the eternal beauty. The sunshine of your joy penetrates to the innermost depths of my being. With the hunger and with the hunger of ages, I gaze upon thy face. I gaze upon thy face. All right. How are we all feeling? How are we all doing? Woo-hoo. Let's see if anyone has made a comment. Nope. All right. I can feel your love. You don't need to comment on that. Let's experience the love. Just experience this grace that God is giving to us this morning. Taking care of shop for us. You know, when we say you got to take care of shop now. Whenever you think it's you, you just turn it over to God, and then God really takes care of it. Never leaving the hug. That's right. And you all have each other, and you can reach out to each other too. You know, I think there's a memorial coming up, and Brooke knows about that for Kimmy, for Sean. And there's a little thing she sent me, a little thing you make a tribute. Little, I don't know if you all got that or seen that. I don't know who she sent it to, but you say a little something, then she puts a collage together. Someone does of all these souls that have known Sean in this experience of his disguise as Sean O'Reilly in this life, right? But something that can move heaven and earth, you know. Love really rocks totally. It moves heaven and earth. Ah, love really rocks totally. It moves heaven and earth. Feel love, love, love. Live in love. You got to feel love, love, love. Live in love. 'Cause we live in an eternity of love. Totally. We live in an eternity of love. Totally. Love really rocks. Sean is rocking right now. All our loved ones from all our many lives who have gone on, ourselves rocking in love right now. Let's rocking, 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 rocking in love. I know I have a song about that. I'll bring it up. It'll come back. All right, but let's move on. Let's see what how things look without the shroud on, without the veil, without the eclipse. Verse 27. Verse 27. O descendant of Bharata, scorcher of foes, Arjuna, Brooke, Bob, Jennifer, Narayan, anyone else who's on. Scorcher of foes. At birth, all creatures are immersed in delusive ignorance called moha. At birth, immersed in delusive ignorance. That's why we've been talking lately about we don't have a clue, because we're glued at birth to the ignorance, the delusive ignorance called moha, M-O-H-A. By the delusion, and here's, the three gunas they're tough, right? The good, bad, and the good, bad, and the ugly, right? They're really tough. They're really tough. They get us at hello too. But there's another thing right now coming up that's as tough. So we come in and we're at birth immersed in delusive ignorance by the delusion of the pairs of opposites springing from longing and aversion. Your aversion to something is equally as an attachment and a power as being obsessed with something, attached to something. He calls them in another place in the Gita, Krishna does, the twin snares, likes and dislikes. So easy, so, subtle, but just blazingly, completely a deadly force, likes and dislikes. Ooh, wow. So, descendant of Bharata, scorcher of foes, all of you and all those awakening souls, at birth, all creatures are immersed. Just take it in again, because they're not going to stick. Probably won't even stick today. That you're in a hellhole, but you're going to peek out today and get caught up in it. Really? Why don't you just go inside and just feel the oneness and feel the souls uniting together in a great light? What? Why don't you give that see how you feel at the end of the day versus the other approach that your ego wants you to take? Okay? Just see which one makes you feel happier, which one makes you feel better, which one makes you feel complete and unafraid that everything is really okay, regardless of outcome. Of course, circumstance has nothing to do with your happiness and your awakening and your joy. Nothing. But usually it has everything to do with it, right? And that's because you have a longing for something or you don't want something to happen. The twin snares. So Yogananda says a man witnessing a dream is affected from the very start by its pleasant or unpleasant nature. How was your morning? Pleasant or unpleasant? Similarly, as soon as a human being is born in a particular part of this cosmic dream, man, as soon as you come in, he and she begins to respond emotionally. Not from the awakened heart, but emotionally. And Yogananda said in another place, your emotional involvement in this outer world is the cause of all your suffering. End quote. Your emotional involvement in this outer world is the cause of all your suffering. And there it is. We spawn from the very get-go emotionally. Oh, and then dad responds emotionally. Mom responds emotionally. People in the news respond. Everyone, but superstars in the movies respond emotionally. Players on the football field and baseball diamond respond emotionally. You're surrounded behind enemy lines, and you don't want to walk with God today, like life and death. That's how important it is. I don't care who you are, what age you are, what your story is. But this is really super critical condition when you forget the divine. You're in super critical condition when you forget the divine. And you need CPR, core purpose resuscitation. You need CPR, core purpose resuscitation. And you need it really bad. You need it all the time. So place your hands on your heart and wake the bleep up. Boom, boom, looked up. God, I am. Spirit, I am. I love you. Feel better? Feel better now? Whatever you need to do to feel better now, ever now, today, right now, right? That's all you got. See, ever now. Do it. Do it. So he responds, usually the typical ordinary human scapegoat responds emotionally. He views the pairs of opposites as either pleasurable or disagreeable according to what? His individual liking or disliking. It's an individual thing. This world's an individual thing, right? Yeah, we're all one. But until you know who you are, we ain't one at all. We're enemies. Thus, beholding the drama of contrary elements, the drama of the opposites, whatever they may be, one side versus another side. But if you know we're all sick, we don't need to have sides. We just need all to heal, right? That's why I say don't be on a side. People go, wait a minute, you're not going to side with the light. And they just got this whole friggin' delusive, God bless them, it's not their fault, story going on. Because they'll read it the way that their likes and dislikes are going on. Their emotional involvement are going on. That's what they see. That's what they feel. And that's what they blast out like bullets from their mouth and from that other thing, the gut. Thus, beholding the drama of contrary elements, he or she knows desire and diversion. Thus, beholding the drama of contrary, he knows desire and aversion. Succumbing to the impulses of likes and dislikes, my dears. The discrimination and free choice of his soul, our soul, are overwhelmed. This world is overwhelming. Have you figured that out? And yet we're going to try to hold ourselves up without first leaning into God and then being held and letting God lift us up. You're going to do it on your own. You're going to deal with bereavement on your own. You're going to deal with the days of recovery on your own, right? Anything on your own is destined to make you miserable. But with the divine, the happiest person in the universe. Don't walk alone. Don't live alone. Don't do anything on your own. Everything now goes first to the divine, right? Goes back to the one who's running the show anyway. So the discrimination and free choice of soul are overwhelmed, and we are plunged into delusive ignorance. There's moha again, delusive ignorance. The ego's indivisible cohesion to delusion. That's the ego's indivisible cohesion to delusion. Yeah, where's that great quote? Oh, yeah, I didn't read a quote from you on the page prior, in the verse prior, but here it comes from Einstein. People like us who believe in physics, said Einstein, know that the distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. That's just talking about the past and the present and the future. Really, he's saying the whole darn thing, the whole show is a stubbornly persistent delusion. So succumbing to the impulse of likes and dislikes, the discrimination and free choice of our soul are overwhelmed, and we're plunged into a delusive ignorance, moha. The ego's indivisible cohesion to delusion. Glued, we don't have a clue because we're glued to the delusion. The subjection from birth. Here's the line. The subjection from birth to the oppositional states of delusion. I love that. The oppositional states of delusion. It's not about this kind of party and this kind of party, or this faction and that faction, or these kinds of people and those kinds of people. It's the delusion. It's the great eclipse that goes on a planet like this, you know? It's here. It's everywhere. It's all pervasive. That's why God did it, because he's all pervading. He's all beautiful, the most beautiful. Tear the shroud off today. See the most beautiful and ask the friend for love again and again, so you know that your heart gets what you pray for most, okay? God's presence, oneness with, complete unity, happiness, and joy with the beloved. The subjection from birth to the oppositional states of delusion, good and evil, is man and woman's state of original sin. But your souls never don't have a scarlet letter on it, you know? You haven't sinned ever. It's this delusion. But our buying in, you have something big time to change that. You're given the power of God, the almighty power of spirit, to deal with that. You're given your master's soul to deal with that. Yeah, and you got Divine Mother and all her angels. They got it. They're taking care of it. If you want them to. Divine Mother Bear, right? You got divine, so on and so forth. So you not only can do this, you're destined to do this. You will do this. You are doing this. A person who looks out a clean window and who then gazes through a dirty window will first see the objects outside clearly and in their natural colors, and then obscurely, as though dimmed by darkness. What color glasses are you wearing today? Clear? Rose colored? Or dark shaded? Similarly, according to the good or evil character of our own dream drama, we are the creators of the story of our life. Now we must create that we are awake. We're the creator, not out there. It's not anyone's fault, for heaven's sake. We, according to our good or evil character of our own dream drama, a person, a man or woman, is happily or adversely affected according to our good or evil character, according to what kind of glasses you're going to put on, what kind of attitude you're going to have today, how much love you're going to have in your heart, how much sweet surrender, and saying the hell with it. So what? Big deal. Remember that stream? Leave it alone. Let it be. To be born in the physical body at all is a clue. See, this is where I got the clue, and then we glued it to the delusion, because I read because I've been talking about that for, I think, 3 streams now, about we don't have a clue because we're glued to the delusion, because I think I read ahead. I don't have any ideas that are my own. I don't know. But they're roasting. Chestnuts. My nuttiness is roasting on a sacred fire. To be born in the physical body at all is a clue that man and woman is in soul ignorance. I'll put a little makeup on today, shave a little bit, whatever. Right? In complete ignorance, and in complete ignorance I am. Complete ignorance. But if you can laugh at yourself all the time, you're in a state of enlightenment. Yippers. To be born in a physical body at all is a clue that man, woman is in soul ignorance, has not realized her and his identity as formless spirit. Come on, soul rebels. You're formless. You're infinite. You're all powerful, all beautiful. This world can't touch you at all. as long as you keep your eyes on the prize, as long as you always look at the most beautiful, as long as your heart wants only one thing, to merge in the divine love romance, huh? And be lost there, and be lost and be lost, so that you are found in Salpikalpa Samadhi Yoga. I will drown myself in myself. There's a little chant from Yogananda. Salpikalpa is when you can be still and not move, and be in an infinite consciousness, but not, you can't go out and mix amongst them, the rat race, right? But Nirvikalpa, in Nirkip, Nirkip, Nirkirpa, Nirkalpa Samadhi Yoga, I will find myself in myself. In Salpikalpa Samadhi Yoga, I will drown myself in myself. First, you got to just surrender to this self. In Nirvikalpa Samadhi Yoga, and after you drown, I will find myself, the little self in the great self, in myself, super soul, coming out from behind, hiding behind the screen of this delusion, coming out as light, coming out as peace, coming out as this ordinary Joe that seems to be extraordinarily happy. All right. The exceptions are masters who return here at God's command to guide their stumbling brothers and sisters. I will ply my boat many times. Yogananda's famous picture in that boat. Wow. Across the Gulf after death, and return to earth's shores from my home in heaven, as long as I know one stray brother is left behind. With bleeding feet I will come, if need be, 1,000,000 times, as long as I know one stray brother or sister is left behind. The exceptions are the masters who return here at God's command to guide their stumbling brothers and sisters. Here's a quote. Usually breathing to us really represents, being really present in this moment and really aware. But in this case, Yogananda says, to breathe at all is to breathe in Maya. To breathe at all is to breathe in Maya. But we're converters, right? We convert that oxygen into its true constituent state of pure prana, and then that pure prana into the light where the prana comes from, right? So we're converters. Yes, we breathe in the air of Maya, but we convert it right away into the light, into the pure energy and the light of God. Thus, from their very birth, children are exposed to cosmic delusion and grow up helplessly under it. God gives them delusion first and not himself in order to carry on his dramatic scheme of creation. Why, Lord? So many people, why is he allowing this? Because here, listen to what the master says. In order to carry on his dramatic scheme of creation, it's quite a drama, isn't it? It's quite a story, isn't it? If he did not cover himself with the veils of Maya, there could be no cosmic game of creation. Game, a cosmic game of creation, of hide and seek. Why is sports, why is competition, why is opposition so popular on this planet? Because it is a planet of opposition. Hold on. Wait a minute. Who's there? Who's out there? Wait a minute. Okay. It was getting too hot for hope. All right? Because it is a planet of opposition. That's why. So we get delusion first, not himself, in order to carry on his dramatic scheme of creation. If he did not cover himself with the veils of Maya, there could be no cosmic game of creation in which men and women play hide and seek with him and try to find him as the grand prize. So you can have many versions for yourself of why God is allowing the world to be the way it is, right? And on and so forth. You can have all kinds of ideas about that. But maybe here's one that you can decide that you're really going to hold as truth. Just what I read you. I'll end by reading this one more time for today. All right? Because this one needs to stick. If glue of ignorance has got us really screwed here, then we need to stick as well to that, which is the peel it off kind of, doesn't it? It's not the permanent glue. We need to let it kind of dissolve into the light, if you know what I'm saying. Just submerge itself in the peace, if you know what I'm saying, right? So I'm going to read this once more. So from very birth, children are exposed to cosmic delusion and grow up helplessly under it. God gives them delusion first and not himself in order to carry on his dramatic scheme of creation. If he did not cover himself with the veils of Maya, there could be no cosmic game of creation in which men and women play hide and seek with him and try to find him as the grand prize. So the greater what did we say the oppositional states of delusion are? The battles that are raging all the time on planet Earth and other planets that are of this vibratory conundrum, paradox of really stark bad and stark light, really extremes of these superpowers, the evil force and the good force. That now we can maybe put it into perspective a little more and know that we want to go hide in the heart, discover the divine indweller there, be in such love, be in such light that all of a sudden God wipes out your karma. If you love Divine Mother, all your heart, says Yogananda, she'll wipe out your karma. And then all of a sudden we have a vision of visions, which is a chapter coming up towards the end of the book, and all is well. And we are living next week. You're going to hear in the abode of all goodness coming up next week. We have this verse to finish though, which is verse 27. God bless you. I so appreciate you being here for this whole hour, maybe plus a little bit, a minute or two. But thank you so much for holding this space. This is so pivotal. Oh, it's always divine timing, my dears, but sometimes the divine timing is really divine timing. You know what I mean? When you're awake to it and you're open to it, know that God's behind everything. The darkest of the dark still comes from the light, right? So you can be aware of that no matter what. All right? And enjoy this day. Hang in there. Hang in to the truth of you. Hang on to the hand of truth so that you can have the best day of the rest of your eternity. All right, bless you all. Have a beautiful rest of your forever. I'll see you there in the ever now. Namaste.